98 FM Sport.
Now, our Irish Abroad series is set to kick off again here on the That's What I Call Sport on Dublin's 98 FM. With the English season back in full flow, we'll be catching up with Irishmen making waves in the Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2 and so on. And also some players from a little further afield over the coming weeks and months. And week 1, we're delighted to welcome Peterborough United's new goalkeeper, Conor O'Malley, to 98 FM. Conor, how are you?
Hi Jamie, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Now, Conor, we're about a week on from your move to Peterborough in League 1 from St Patrick's Athletic here in the League of Ireland. You've been on the bench twice in the League Cup during the week in a defeat, and also in a big win yesterday in League 1 for your team against Bristol Rovers. Tell us first, Conor, about how the move came about and how your first 5 or 6 days as a Peterborough United player have gone.
Well, first of all, it was a great win yesterday. Bet Bristol 4-1, and from what the lads were saying, Bristol's normally a very tough place to go, so they were delighted with the win. But the move came about with people were watching me for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and they made a few offers, but it just wasn't happening. But obviously in the end we got a decent result in the last 3 or 4 games, and the team decided that it was a good enough offer to accept this close to the end of the season. So no, it happened very quickly in the end. But yeah, the first week has been good. It's been a not big step up in standard, but it's just professionalism is a lot different over here. But yeah, it's great to play. The atmosphere at the game yesterday was something I've never played in front or been involved in when I was in Ireland.
You mentioned there, Conor, about a different match day experience. How's it been so far, the couple of games you've been involved in on the bench? I know you've been given the squad number 25, a defeat in the League Cup and then a big win in the league, second league win in a row. So Peterborough 6 points from 6 at the start of the new season. Well,
yeah, Bristol would have one of the bigger followings in the league, I think, and it was 13,000 was packed. So yeah, they created a good atmosphere. We managed to quieten it down pretty well after scoring after only 5 minutes, so maybe it wasn't as good as normal. But no, it's just in Ireland we'd never played in front of that many people. Even though I didn't play today, but I could still be involved, and it was a new experience, something which I enjoyed a lot. But yeah, hopefully now we're playing at home next Saturday against Rotherham. So hopefully now it'll be a nice atmosphere again, see what it's like in a home league game. Atmosphere
aside, how have you found the session so far, Conor, and how have you performed? I know Chris Forrester, your former St Pat's teammate and now a teammate at Peterborough, was tweeting during the week to welcome you to the club and said you were saving some of his shots out of the top bin. So you've made a good impression in training so far, Conor.
Yeah, I've been pretty happy with how I've settled in so far. Like, the standard obviously is a bit just a higher intensity in training, higher, I wouldn't say the quality, but quite League of Ireland, like, there is a bit of a difference, but still some very good players over in League of Ireland that I think would fit in quite well over here. We had a game on Wednesday against just a conference team, just an under 23 sort of game, and I kept a clean sheet in that, so I was happy enough and I did alright. So no, I'll just keep working hard and hopefully I get a chance at some stage to show what I can do in a competitive game.
I think the big task now, Conor, is to try and transfer your form with St Pat's in the League of Ireland to being Peterborough's number 1 if you can. And clearly with St Pat's this season you've been the number 1. The previous couple of years yourself and Brendan Clark were competing for that number 1 jersey. It's been yours this season and you've rewarded St Pat's with some very good performances. It's led to your move. So how do you transfer that form onto the pitches in the UK, and also what's the goalkeeping situation like at Peterborough in terms of you trying to become the number 1?
Jamie, I think the main thing for me if I do get into the side is just to try and replicate what I was doing in Ireland, just playing to my strengths and just making right decisions. But as to the other keepers, the person who's playing now is a fellow called Jonathan Bond. Like, he's on loan from Reading. He's about a year or two older than me, so if I do well, and I'm sort of the only signed senior keeper at the minute, so if I do well it should be good for me. But he's a very good keeper, to fair to him. And then the other keepers, he's young enough, he hasn't played a senior game yet, so I think he could be going out on loan to get a bit of experience, but he's a very good keeper as well. So we'll see what happens in the long run. I just keep working hard and just hoping the manager throws me in at some stage.
Conor, you're 23, you're from Mayo, you've lived in Dublin clearly when you played for St Pat's and also Shamrock Rovers B, and you've been on scholarship in Maynooth University as well. So living away from home is not something totally new to you, although living in a different country certainly is. So how have things gone from that point of view, trying to find a car, find a house, get your phone sorted, all that type of thing?
Yeah, I'm settling quite well. I'm going to see a few places this week to look at renting, and then my car should be sorted by the end of this week. So but next week I should be hopefully bit more settled in here. But no, I'm used to living. Listen, I'm used to living away from home for the last 4 or 5 years, so it's not too big a change. I can still get home to Mayo in about 4 hours, so it's not much further than Dublin, to be honest. But no, yeah, it's going well. I like it over here. It's a nice town. It's not too big, so it suits me.
What sort of influence, Conor, was Chris Forrester on your decision-making process? He played with you at St. Pat's and has been in League One and done well for Peterborough as club captain. I understand he's not the club captain anymore, but an important part of the squad there. So what sort of thing did you speak to him about before you moved and also since you've moved as well?
No, of course he's been a big help, because I was rooming with him last night and we had a good chat, and no, it's been a big help, to be fair. Like, it's always nice having someone you know to turn to and to talk to, but listen, all the lads, it's a good bunch of lads and they're all pretty friendly, so no, I'm settling in quite well. And yeah, I talked to him over a few weeks before when I was thinking about signing, and he was just saying it's a good club to come to, and the manager does have faith in young players, so that he thought you're always going to get a chance. So no, definitely a big help. The
route to the UK travelled by a lot of Irish players, Conor, is to go at 15, 16, 17, 18 with 10 or 12 goalkeepers older and more senior than you, ahead of you in the pecking order. You've done things differently now as a 23-year-old, as an adult, and as a senior goalkeeper who's played a number of games at professional level here in Ireland, and you're actually ready now to go into the Peterborough team if and when you're chosen. So talk to me about that route and your choice to stay in Ireland for longer and go now as an adult and also as a senior goalkeeper.
Well, I'm probably a bit biased, but I think it's the only way young players should go anymore, is do the leaving cert and then get a degree. And you can, like, I was probably a bit old even doing the leaving cert in college. Like, most people finished 21, 22 and they could have gone over then, but no, it's definitely, because I'm straight into a first team, I'm straight into the squad. Like, you're not hanging around just going to underage games, so it might be a bit more disheartening. Like, it's straight into good atmospheres. But yeah, definitely with the experience you get playing first team football as well, you won't get that over in England at that age. Even at 20, 21 as a keeper, you won't get that. So I think it's the only way for young players is to get the experience in League of Ireland and move over once they've got 70, 80, 100 games in League of Ireland under the belt. If we look, Conor, at the amount of League of Ireland players who have gone away in recent years, clearly your teammate Chris Forrester at Preston, we've got Andy Boyle and Darrell Horgan, Alan Brown from Cork also doing very well. Richie Towles has gone and maybe not played as many games at Brighton as he would have liked. Yeah, but do you see that trend continuing with young Irish players moving to the UK and making waves at the level you're at over there at the moment? Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of players in the League of Ireland that would settle in very well straight away here, I think. Like, I'd say there's 10 or 11 players that I think would start in League One teams. But no, it's no harm that the players have gone before that are making the League of Ireland a bit more attractive to the teams over here, that there's getting a bit more of a name for itself, that players can go straight from League of Ireland into the English League and do very well. And Conor, education too is a massive thing for you. You've graduated from Maynooth with a degree. Tell us a little bit about that, and do you plan to continue education over there? And again, you're gone as an adult and a mature person, but also with a degree in your back pocket, so if things don't go well or you were to get injured or you decided that football in England just wasn't for you and you were going to come home, that you could play football here but also get a full-time job alongside that. Yeah, well, I did a degree in maths in Maynooth, so sort of maths, statistics and then small bit economics, and yeah, I'm going to definitely carry on doing, I'm going into actuary after I finish playing football, which is sort of calculating financial risk. So I plan to do my professional exams in that while I'm over here. Maybe not for next year or two. I'll let myself get settled in a bit first, and then I'll start doing them as I go along. But no, a degree it's always a big help to have in your back pocket, and it's very comforting to know that you've always got there to, if football doesn't work out, if you get an injury or something, you got a good degree in your back pocket. That is the voice of Peterborough United's new goalkeeper Conor O'Malley, who joined the League One club in the UK from St. Pat's last week. Conor, thanks a million for your time. The best of luck for the rest of the season, and I'm sure we'll chat to you again on our Irish Abroad series here on Dublin's 98 FM. Thanks, Conor. No problem, Jamie. Thanks a million for having me on. I'll talk to you again soon.